watch 50. Same. 50 did not win Best New Artist at the Grammys.
There was nothing bigger than 50.
Nothing bigger, and nobody came out the gate like that. My first album didn't do it. I never saw someone's first album and the wave happen like he had.
So they don't give you the trophies. I got the checks. I didn't get the trophies. Jay got all of my trophies, man, because he signed that contract.
What contract?
The one with Beyonce.
I saw 50 was talking about something like that in an interview recently. I hate when I think back to that time where I was at in life.
Eminem just lit a match, and he's aiming it straight at Jay-Z and Beyonce. He's not just backing 50 Cent in the beef anymore. He's going all in. This time, he's peeling the curtain back and calling out what he says is some serious sabotage behind the scenes.
When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. He started getting Grammys left and right, man.
The kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing. Right. They don't rap yet.
Come on, and he ain't show up. He has like 20 now.
According to M, Jay and Bey didn't just look the other way when it came to other artists. He claims they straight up ended careers on purpose, and it's not just a theory. Remember when Jay allegedly tried to block 50 Cent from performing at the Super Bowl? That move didn't sit right with M, and now he's done staying quiet. He's calling it out loud. "You know what you did in ours?" he says, aimed straight at Jay. Now Eminem is putting a spotlight on the sneaky power moves happening behind closed doors. He says some top-tier artists play real grimy to stay #1. And when it comes to Jay-Z and Beyonce, the list of names whose careers were allegedly crushed is shocking. We're talking legends: Big L, DMX, Aaliyah, all gone way too soon. And while those losses were tragic, M's pointing to another layer. Some stars didn't pass away, they just disappeared from the game with no explanation. Artists like Amiri and Carrie Hilson were on fire, and then, poof, gone. And now folks are whispering, did the Carters have something to do with it? So why are Eminem and 50 suddenly dragging all this out into the open now? Is the Carter Empire cracking at the seams? Something's clearly happening, and people want answers. How many artists got locked out of the game just for being a little too bright?
Statement, you posted a picture, but yo, that video with Marshall and Haley.
This is so crazy. There was points that we was receiving wow offers. Like they'll go, 50 Cent, Eminem, this is out for tour opportunities. He would go, nah, I just don't want to go and come back and she's grown.
I'm gonna miss my daughter, man.
Right, and I'm like, yo, because I was like, yo, you didn't hear how much money they just had? Why do you want to stay here? I didn't understand it when he was saying it, but then later, like, I went to a wedding, and I'm like, yo, now I get it. Because that was fast, bro.
Marshall's a grandfather.
That's the part I was dealing with, because I'm like, I'm old as hell. I'm like, what the hell happened to me? I'm still in the gym, it just hurts a little bit. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still there. I'm looking going, what the hell happened? Man.
Eminem might not pop off on Instagram like 50 does, but don't sleep on him. When he talks, people listen, and this time, he's throwing real shade at anyone who crushed other artists just to stay ahead. And yes, that includes Jay-Z and Beyonce. For Eminem, this ain't just industry gossip, it's personal now. 50 Cent isn't just another rap buddy to him. That's his brother for life, no cap. These two go way back, and their bond runs way deeper than music. 50 even got emotional and shed real tears at Eminem's daughter Haley's wedding last year. That's the kind of loyalty that money can't buy.
Like, they keep showing up next to things that I don't fuck with. That's an indication to me he might have some feelings towards me. That is just everywhere I got an issue. You show up around me. So, I mean, you don't forget music, because music ain't usually my motivation. My morals come off the curb. So if you see it, keep being around me, when you come around, how your antennas go. So he in a position where he might feel like he's there.
So when it comes to this never-ending tension between 50 and Jay-Z, you already know where M stands. This beef's been simmering for years and it's still cooking hot. No peace in sight. And if you know how M moves, it's safe to say Jay ain't getting no holiday card from him either. 50's always kept it blunt. If you ride with my enemies, you're my enemy. That's the rule. So when Jay and his team started putting together their big moves in the NFL space, they forgot one major thing. 50 is M and Dre's artist. You don't play around with that and expect no pushback. Sure, Eminem and Jay-Z had a few bangers together back in the early 2000s, But that energy faded quick once M started hearing whispers. Word was, Jay had allegedly been moving shady behind the scenes, throwing subtle shots and making moves to sideline 50's career in the dark.
Did Nas there. That's tough. Nah, he come out on the same weekend.
Like, I used to have questions like why every time my album dropped, Jay would drop it.
When this shit coming out? My shit coming out.
I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on time.
Why do you do that, man? I be saying that I do whatever the fuck I want to do, and they be looking at me like I'm grimy for doing that. Just to be super quiet doing some real grimy.
Then came 2023. 50 had enough and aired it all out. He publicly called Jay out, saying dude used his NFL influence to block him from performing at the Super Bowl. But here's where it backfired. Big time. Eminem wasn't having any of it. According to 50, M stepped in and told the NFL straight up, no 50, no Eminem. Period. That's loyalty on a whole other level. Now 50 Cent and Eminem are going full throttle, teaming up to call out the Carters over the Grammy game. And they're not sugarcoating anything. Both of them are saying Jay-Z and Beyonce have been working the system behind closed doors to scoop up awards they didn't actually earn.
Eminem was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL has some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like, what is the issue? You start looking at that's not mine. That's theirs. They harbor it, right? But when you look at M is looking at the entire legacy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like with M, Dre, and myself, like I'm shady aftermath. You see what I'm saying? Like, it do so much G-Unit records.
Right.
They forget that I'm M and Dre's artist.
A few Grammys, but you feel like you had to sell your soul to get them. And you didn't know if you wanted it for the recognition or the trophies, but then what's the difference? You know, and that Grammys pretty much suck the blood of artists and nominate them, have them come to the shows. And
which they do. They do it every year, yeah. And I'm just tired of seeing it. And for whatever reason, it's like they're always pitching this hint that you might win Album of the Year, which used to be a big deal. I don't think.
50 even flat out claimed Jay uses his marriage to Beyonce like a cheat code to stack up Grammy wins that got nothing to do with the music. And Eminem, he's been dragging the Grammys for years now. According to him, it's all fake. A pay-to-play circus where clout wins over real talent.
50 did not win Best New Artist at the Grammys.
There was nothing bigger than 50.
Nothing bigger, and nobody since maybe like Snoop came out the gate like that. My first album didn't do it. I never saw someone's first album and the wave happen like he had. And then he doesn't get it. And then I get up there another year, and what was it, the Eminem show? And it was like, whatever. I'm fine if I lose to Kanye or someone that I'm like, okay, I respect that. I know who that is, and Kanye has a huge following, and he's made a massive impact on music. Fine, I'm good with that. But don't get us all here to use your selling point for your show and stiff everybody every single time. And I said, after that point in time, I was like, don't ever ask me to here again. Please do not ask me. My answer is no for 100 million years. Never again will I.
Eminem made it crystal clear. He's done with the Grammys. He said he'll never set foot in that building again. Not after what they did to him. It's not about losing to someone better. He says he'd be cool with that. What cut deep was how they used him. The Grammys hyped him up, flaunted his name, his face, his legacy, just to pull in ratings. Then they played him. No wins, no respect, just empty hype. And when someone asked if he'd ever go back, maybe if he had a vote or some control over how winners are picked, Eminem didn't even hesitate. He said it wouldn't matter because the whole thing's rigged from the start. According to him, the votes mean nothing. It's all a show. But 50 Cent wasn't done throwing shots. He cranked it up a notch, claiming Jay's Grammy success ain't about bars or albums. It's about that power couple image. He He says Jay and Bey don't even have to try anymore. Just walking into the room sends ratings through the roof, and boom, they're handed trophies like clockwork. And that's the real game at the Grammys. It's about views, not talent. But 50 Cent didn't stop there. Not even close. On the Flagrant podcast, he went all in, calling out how those Grammys Jay-Z keeps stacking. According to 50, they've got way more to do with Beyonce than Jay's actual bars. He didn't hold back at all. No sugarcoating, just straight up heat. Then 50 took it even further, and things got messy real fast. He switched gears and dropped a bomb. He claimed Jay-Z and Beyonce's marriage might not even be about love anymore. He straight up called it a contract. That's right. According to 50, the whole power couple act could just be a front to protect their image and keep their grip on the spotlight. And he wasn't done stirring the pot. During an interview with Cameron on Talk with Flea, 50 fired off again, this time accusing Jay of still playing dirty, not just in music, but deep in the business world too. And get this, 50 said Jay's already proved everything he needs to in the game, yet he's still allegedly blocking deals and crushing opportunities, just out of pure spite. That's next level petty. But here's where it gets even wilder. 50's not the only one talking. These kinds of rumors about Jay pulling strings in the shadows have been around for years. People have long whispered that Jay's been tripping up his peers behind the scenes, all for control and dominance. And one of the most chilling stories tied to his name, the one involving Harlem legend Big L, the same artist who actually helped Jay get on. Fans still question how Jay rose to the top so fast, especially with the dark cloud surrounding Big L's tragic death in the 90s. Big L was a beast in Harlem's underground scene, known for his insane freestyle skills. But after his sudden passing, people started asking questions, and Jay's name always seems to linger in the background. Back in 1992, Big L signed with Columbia Records and dropped a debut album that had the streets buzzing. But out of nowhere, Columbia cut him loose in under a year. The official excuse? Creative differences. But that explanation never really sat right with folks. Some say there was way more going on behind the scenes. Big L wasn't one to fold though. After getting dropped, he bounced back harder. He launched his own independent label, Flamboyant Entertainment, and started grinding on his second album. Just as things were heating up, Big L caught the attention of Rockefeller co-founder Dame Dash. Word is, Dame was ready to sign Big L and his crew as a group. Everything was lining up until it all came crashing down. Out of nowhere, tragedy struck. Big L was gunned down in a drive-by shooting right in his own Harlem neighborhood. The entire hip-hop scene was shaken to its core. But here's where things start to look real shady. One of Big L's childhood friends, Gerard Woodley, was arrested in connection with the murder, but the case fell apart due to lack of evidence. Woodley walked free. Then fast forward to 2016, Woodley himself was shot and killed in Harlem. And to this day, Big L's murder is still unsolved. That's where the whispers come in. Industry insiders like Jaguar Wright have been throwing out serious accusations, even suggesting that Jay-Z might know exactly what happened. She's hinted that Jay's silence on the situation isn't just quiet, it's suspicious. And Big L's not the only name tied to this dark cloud. Let's talk about DMX, another legend who passed away under mysterious circumstances. Before his death, DMX had allegedly called out Jay-Z for blocking him in the game. According to people close to X, their beef wasn't just about competition. There was love there too, but something deeper was going on. Something that might have cost DMX way more than just record sales. DMX once said, "He was so competitive with me. I never met a human being more competitive than me, ever." That's how deep it ran with Jay-Z. After X passed in April 2021, Jay popped up on LeBron's show, saying all the right things. Talking about love and respect, acting like everything between them was all good. He said even during X's darkest moments, their energy stayed solid. But hardcore DMX fans know that wasn't the real story. Before his death, DMX didn't hold back. He put it out there that Jay-Z wasn't just competitive, he was controlling. According to X, Jay personally blocked the release of his 6th album. That's not just competition, that's sabotage. And this drama traces all the way back to 2004. That year, Jay-Z stepped into major power. he became president of Def Jam, taking over after Lyor Cohen, and that's when things flipped. DMX had carried Def Jam on his back for years, dropping 5 consecutive #1 albums between '98 and 2003. He was the heart of the label, but the second Jay took that throne, everything started going sideways for X. DMX claimed that once Jay had control, he used it to keep his album Year of the Dog again from dropping. Why? Because Jay didn't want to share the spotlight. X believed Jay was plotting his own comeback and didn't want anyone, especially someone as powerful as DMX, getting in the way. X even said it straight. Once Jay started moving like that, it became obvious he was clearing out anyone who could challenge him. And it wasn't just DMX who got iced out. Beanie Sigel felt it too. Beanie had been climbing fast, dropping heat, building momentum, and standing tall as one of Rockefeller's top soldiers. But suddenly, that same cold energy hit him too. Jay wasn't just trying to win, he was making sure no one else could. But just like that, things started falling apart for Beanie Sigel. According to Beanie and those in his circle, JayZ got spooked, worried that Beanie might start shining too bright and steal a little too much of the spotlight. And what happened next? Allegedly, Jay started making quiet moves to block Beanie's momentum, starting with his album releases. Beanie even admitted, "I was hurt." At one point, he dropped that wild line, "I know you got killers, please don't send them at my head." Like he wasn't sure what Jay was capable of. That's deep. But it didn't stop there. Word is, Jay started dropping his albums around the same exact time Beanie was scheduled to release his, basically flooding the market and drowning out any buzz Beanie could build. And to make it worse, Beanie's team said Jay only approved a limited press of Beanie's records, cutting off his shot before he even had a chance to run with it. Now, some people might try to call it jealousy or bitterness, but let's be real. When this many artists from different crews and backgrounds start telling the same kind of story about one man, you gotta stop and ask, is it really just hate? Or is Jay the one name that keeps showing up at the center of all this silent sabotage? Even Kanye West, who once called JayZ family, ended up flipping the whole script after years of loyalty. He dropped hints that things behind the scenes got so messy, he was actually afraid Jay might send someone after him. That's not just beef, that's betrayal at paranoia level. Still, that didn't stop Kanye. He put it all out there, no filters, no fear, like he wanted the world to know what was really going on behind the velvet curtain. He didn't hold back. He straight up called out both JayZ and Beyonce, claiming they're nothing but industry puppets, playing the game just to hold on to their power. And when it comes to Beyonce, the so-called Queen of Empowerment, that's the image, sure. But behind the scenes, people are saying it's a whole different story. Multiple rumors have been floating for years, accusing Beyonce of quietly taking down other female artists who got a little too hot, especially if they were seen as competition. And one of the biggest whispers? Her alleged jealousy toward the late Aaliyah. This wasn't just about talent or star status, it was personal. Before JayZ ever linked up with Beyonce, word is he was obsessed with Aaliyah. Dame Dash even said it himself. Jay was chasing Aaliyah hard. But here's the thing, she wasn't feeling him like that. She kept it moving. Then suddenly, Aaliyah tragically passed in that plane crash in the Bahamas in 2001, and just months later, JayZ and Beyonce went public. The timing had fans raising eyebrows for years. Some folks felt like the pieces fell into place way too perfectly. And even after Aaliyah was gone, Beyonce's alleged push to stay at the top didn't stop. Once she broke from Destiny's Child and locked in her spot next to JayZ, more chatter started. Insiders claim Beyonce swooped in and snatched hit producer Rich Harrison right from under Amiri, another rising star who had the streets buzzing. If you remember Amiri's 2005 smash One Thing, you know that track had crazy heat. And here's the wild part. Many say that song's exact sound became the blueprint for Beyonce's Crazy in Love. That's not just coincidence, that's strategy. People started talking, wondering if Beyonce was quietly taking the sounds, the shine, and the spotlight from other women who might have gotten in her way. And then there's the whole messy situation with Carrie Hilson, one of the most talked about feuds in Beyonce's history. It all kicked off when Carrie allegedly dropped a diss track aimed straight at Beyonce. But here's the twist. Carrie later claimed she was pressured into recording it by her producers, who were just trying to stir up drama and get her canceled. At first, Carrie denied throwing shade, but things quickly spiraled when she refused to hold a magazine featuring Jay-Z and Beyonce on the cover during a red carpet interview. That small move sparked chaos, and the Beehive went into attack mode. Fans started dragging her online, and some reports say it even got physical, with fans confronting her in person. By 2020, Carrie opened up, revealing she'd been getting serious threats over the whole situation. But just when you thought this couldn't get any darker, former celebrity bodyguard Uncle Ron, who passed away last November, spoke out before his death. And what did he say? He claimed Beyonce and Jay Z were actively sabotaging artists on their way to the top. This wasn't some vague opinion. He talked like he knew exactly what went down behind the scenes. And let's be real, the list of artists who've allegedly been blackballed, blocked, or flat out erased by the Carters is getting way too long to ignore. There's no way we can even fit all those names in one video, and that right there says a lot. Some folks still try to brush it all off as hate or jealousy, but when heavy hitters like 50 Cent and Eminem are the ones speaking up, this ain't just internet gossip anymore. It's starting to look like a real pattern. Too many big names, too many wild stories, and too many coincidences to keep ignoring. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think this is just drama and rumors blown out of proportion? Or is there actually something shady going on behind the scenes? Are Jay-Z and Beyonce really out here clearing the stage by cutting off the competition? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're watching. And don't forget, if you're into this kind of truth talk, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to see what's really going down in the industry. We've got way more heat coming. See you on the next one.